Hi, everyone. Let's go over the syllabus together. All right. So at this point, you should have already watched the welcome video. I hope you did. We're going to start with the next page about this course. This is an asynchronous, which means we do not have scheduled class meetings. This is a wholly online asynchronous class. I am your professor, Professor Graham. And this is English 1B, Critical Thinking and Writing About Literature. We will be covering prose, poetry, drama, and literary criticism from diverse cultural perspectives. Emphasis is placed on the principles of effective written argument with a focus on literature, which means you're going to be reading and writing about literature. You should have already taken English 1A and have a very strong familiarity with MLA format. But if you don't, that's okay. We do have tutorials here available for you, and I'm always happy to help. And there's also a tutoring center that you can either go to in person or you can meet via Zoom. So I'll show you how to do that in just a second. All right, let's get back to our class. Their required text and materials really are just that you have a computer that you're able to connect to the internet. If you can't, you're welcome to go to the library on campus and connect on, through Wi-Fi that way. There is nothing else. There are no textbooks that you need to buy. The only thing, in addition to having a laptop, internet access, an email address through the school, of course, which comes automatically, um, is gosh, I guess nothing. I can't think of anything. So, that's really it. Everything else is provided for you within the class materials. So the student learning outcomes, I'll let you read those on your own, as well as the course objectives. I don't want to put you to sleep during this, so please do go ahead and read through this when you have time. So the best way to contact me is through email. The email, if you can follow my little arrow over here, this is how you reach me in this inbox. You just click on that, and there's a compose button up here in the corner. Click on that, and you should be good to go. You select a course. For us, it will be English 1B, and go ahead and type and send. This is the best way to get a hold of me. And I usually respond within 24 to 48 hours. Let me get out of this here. Go back to our class. All right. So you can click on this little guy over here, or you can click on this link. If you would like to meet with me via Zoom, please go ahead and again send an email. We'll make an arrangement to meet, and it will be on your time for as long as you want to talk with me. We can go over whatever you need to go over, whether it's an essay or reading materials, anything like that. Anything I can help you with. So you won't need a password or anything like that, a code. You simply just click on this link. So make an appointment with me. They are by appointment only. This Thursdays 1 to 2 p.m. is just kind of a holding place. I'm available much more frequently than that. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you want to talk with me for any reason whatsoever. I would love to talk to you. All right, so then there's another link here, as if two is not enough. Here's a third. They all go right here though to the inbox. The other thing I do suggest, if you don't have any friends in class yet, if you don't, or if you haven't met anyone, which is fine, it's online. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I do recommend though that you guys make connections, especially during the initial engagement activity, which I'll show you in just a second. But it's helpful to have a classmate that you can bounce ideas off of, maybe do a peer review workshop together, ask questions. But it's always, I just have noticed students with a buddy in the class seem to do better. So it's just a suggestion though, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Just know that I don't have an office phone or a physical office, but I'm very much available through Zoom. And I said it already before, but do expect a 24 to 48-hour return on the emails. Uh, I I don't want anyone to wait until the last minute before an essay or an assignment is due with questions, because you might not hear from me right away. All right, I'll let you go through these codes of conduct in detail, but of course, really it's being a part of a constructive and respectful environment in the class. And obviously, plagiarism is wrong. Plagiarism is the intentional use of another person's work and without proper citation. So it's easy sometimes to plagiarize without knowing you're doing that. But at this point in English 1B, because you've already taken English 1A, you know that everything should be cited. All right, so let's move on. Again, you can read through that in detail. So for our course policies, for the attendance policy, there is no attendance policy. We don't really meet. So you can work at this pace at your own, set your own pace for this class. Just obviously make sure to meet the deadlines. Sometimes students do turn in work early, and you're welcome to do that. I can't guarantee that I'll grade it early, but you're more than welcome to get ahead on the readings if you would like, or assignments, and that's up to you. Just so long as you keep up the pace of the course, make those deadlines. But it is an asynchronous course, so there's no attendance policy. Therefore, there are no authorized absences. If you are participating in a sport or need to be away for any reason whatsoever, whether it's school related or non-school related, just go ahead and let me know in advance, and you should plan on getting your work done ahead of leaving on your trip or your excursion. So there are no excused late. There is no excuse late work in this class. Sorry, stuttering over my words. Our late work policy for this class is if you do submit within 3 days, I believe it is, within 3 days of the due date, I will accept it. However, there will be a 25% grade penalty. After that, it is not accepted. So even if a module is unlocked, say for example in a discussion post or what have you, if it is submitted after 3 days past the due date, even if you do submit it, the module isn't locked, it will not receive a grade. It will receive a 0. So just to be very clear, you have 3 days past the due date to submit work. It will incur a 25% grade penalty. And whether the module is locked or not, no work will be accepted. Now, the good news is that if you are unhappy with the grade on either an assignment or an essay, you have 24 hours to revise and resubmit the work after receiving a grade. So, and I also encourage you, if you do choose to do that, to reach out to me if you want a little bit of extra help and a little bit of extra pointers on how to do that. And we can meet via Zoom and go over your draft together. So, lastly, again, this is coming up again, is the plagiarism policy. Now, you'll anything plagiarized and everything is checked. If it is clearly plagiarized, it'll receive an F, and we'll have to talk about it from that point on. It doesn't happen very often anymore, but one thing that does happen is the use of AI. And I'm sure at this point, class, you guys are very familiar with the challenges of online learning and the use of AI. So to be very clear, this is a no AI class. There is a no tolerance for AI use in this class. So AI does not just mean using Chat GPT, it also means using Grammarly or any other editing tool. And if every single thing, every discussion post, every assignment, and every essay is checked for both plagiarism and AI before I even grade it. And so while it's not a foolproof situation that we're all aware of this, both instructors and students. However, if it is if it does register as AI, having been written in AI, which again could mean Grammarly, could mean anything. AI is not just the writing, but it is run through. If it does fail the AI check, what will happen, or the plagiarism, what will happen is that the assignment will receive a 0, and then I'll leave a note for you in the comments to reach out to me to set up an appointment via Zoom for us to go over it together. And so at that point, it's up to the student, that means you, to go ahead and contact me. We'll set up something relatively quickly and we'll go over it together. If it's, I can't make any promises after that because it's really a case by case scenario. It is fairly common, I will tell you. If let's just say in the scenario where it's clear that you actually wrote it, you're familiar with the material, everything else, it's just perhaps you use Grammarly or an editing tool, then we'll address that accordingly. It won't remain a 0. We'll see what needs to be done. It might be a revision, might be a new draft. Um, it's just, again, it's kind of a case by case scenario. If you don't reach out to me, then it will just remain a 0, and that's what happens. So, don't panic. Don't take it personally. It happens quite often, and we instructors are very keen on this subject. We deal with it all the time, and the best thing you can do is to remain calm and send me an email and talk to me as soon as possible, and we'll go from there. There's no need to worry about it, you know. So, read more about plagiarism, came up again, and the use of AI and all this stuff. But just you guys know, for the most part, I feel like most of you at this stage that you're pretty familiar with it. Okay, so looking at let's go back to the class. You will be writing 4 essays, and there's homework for every module. There are 4 modules, and a discussion post in each module. I'm going to show you that in just a second. But here's the page on how you are assessed. Everything should be submitted in MLA format, and I don't suggest using Google Docs. Those usually do register as being AI written. So just be mindful that Google Docs are not a great idea for this class. So the homework assignments are reading questions, and what you'll do is read the material. You'll have these answers. You'll want to support every answer with a cited quote. Those cited quotes will help you write your essays at the end of the module. And you'll get to enjoy discussion posts with your fellow classmates. And I'm going through this a little bit quickly just because I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second. So essays in this class, as I said, there'll be 4. And every essay in this class should be 6 to 8 paragraphs long. And each paragraph should follow a format. I have those examples in this files section over here. So definitely use this files section as a resource throughout the semester. There are student example essays and templates there for you. Uh, the grading percentage is pretty much what you would expect. So feedback from me in this class typically comes in a written comment in tandem with a rubric. So you'll get a rubric that'll have 5 different criteria, 5 or 6 criteria, and then you'll have the written feedback from me, and that's what you should use when you do revise the essay, if you decide to do that. And again, you're welcome to make an appointment with me to meet via Zoom. Again, I can't say it enough. I love meeting with my students. So please feel free to reach out. You'll get peer feedback in the discussion posts. And again, you have maybe you didn't know this, but there's a student lounge discussion forum where you guys can exchange ideas. It doesn't have to be, it's not going to be regulated by me. And you can talk about the class in a free form way that, as you choose, maybe ask questions, share information, this kind of thing. There is a grading rubric that I use, and it's all here for you. I'm not going to go through this again. I don't want to put you to sleep while you watch this video. Please do take a look at that. Now, we are, by the way, here, if we go to, we're now in the student resources section, I believe. Yes. So here we are down in the student resources, and then I'll end this video at the end of this module. So this is the tutor center, quote unquote, that I referred to earlier. There are links. You can make an appointment. You can to meet in person. You can get an assistance via Zoom. They're very nice. They're very good. There are peers and there are professional tutors there. So definitely reach out to them if you want any help. There are also library resources here for you. There's a little library quiz for extra credit if you decide to take that. Here's the link to the library homepage. And here you can get research help, and this will be very, very helpful for you if you decide you want it during the poetry module. It's our last module. You'll be writing a research essay. There are hours, there's contact, and then you can also access the database using this. You can do your actual research this way online. So the library and reference link is going to be very helpful. So there's formatting help here. Everything for this class should be saved as a .doc or .docx. Again, Google Docs will not work for this. If you do overlook this video and submit Google Docs, it will not be legible to me, and it will receive a 0, and then you'll have to just reformat it and resubmit it. The 0 is just a holding place in that case. It's not a grade of 0. There are some writing tips here for you. Again, essays will be 6 to 8 paragraphs long. Paragraphs will be 8 to 12 sentences long. And every paragraph should include a cited quote from the text that you're writing about. Now, submitting work, again, you probably took English 1A online if you're taking English 1B online. Just guessing, it's not 100% true, but if it is, then you are familiar with Canvas. If you're not, there's support for you here. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once. Boop. Okay. Student support services are always available to you. Yuba College has the DSPS services. Here are the links, the phone numbers, anything that you could possibly need is here for you. Here's the tutor center again, here and the link to it directly. The College Success Center is in the library as well. And then of course their library. So it's a big library, and it has a tutor center on one section and a success center, kind of a middle area, and then the actual library. The library itself has so many computers. It has private rooms for you guys if you say you need a private room for whatever reason, need a quiet space. I've seen parents or babysitters bring a child in with them in order to get their work done and use the quiet room. And there's also laptops available for you guys, or Chromebooks. So there's a lot available to you in the library. There is a child section for kids there too. Okay, so going back to the Canvas, I was saying you guys are probably pretty familiar with Canvas at this point. If you are not, there is support here for you. There's this quick reference link. There's a help desk that you're always welcome to call or email. And then, of course, there are little tutorials here for you as well. So that is going to be available for you anytime you need it. All right, that is that's the end of our student resources and syllabus video. I look forward to hearing from you all. I hope that answered a lot of questions for you and you're ready to get started. From here, move to the next module.